Hey everybody, JP Knives here. Wanted to give you a free tool for you knife makers out there who want to estimate the cost and the pricing of your knives. I found an amazing video, and I'll put a link to it underneath here, by Three River Blades. He did a really good job of explaining, such a good job of explaining how to price knives that I'm not really going to get into all that. I'm going to refer back to his video because he did a really good job, and he's been selling knives way longer than I have. So I'm going to let you watch his video. But what I did was I took his spreadsheet that he did in Excel and I put it on Google Docs, and here's his version, and then I played around with it and made my own version. So both of them are available for you. You can follow along on his version. It's a live working copy. You can also take a copy of it because it's live. You can take a copy of it and save it into your own Google Docs. You need to have a Gmail account and save this into your own Google Docs and play around with it and make any changes you want to. It's not copyrighted. I don't care if you use it or give anybody any credit for it. Just go ahead and use it. Do whatever you want. So the newer version, I'm going to go over it real quick and basically just tell you the differences and some of the things that I added. Of course, we have all the sections in green. I color coded it so it's real easy for you to understand what parts you need to put in and what parts you can change. You can change all the stuff marked in green. All those things are for your input. And if you don't mess with the stuff in red, these are all automatic values. These are all automatically calculated by the spreadsheet for you. So you can see that it calculates the total. It calculates the cost per knife. And you just go down and add your stuff, how much it costs you for your steel, your water jetting, your heat treatment, your handle material, etc. I'm doing a set of 10 knives right now. You can see that my costs are quite a bit lower than most people. Some of my future videos, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get your costs down, because that's really important to me. Let me show you. You just put in your costs for your 10 knives, or even if you're just doing one, you can put in all your costs for one knife. Number of pieces goes here. What percentage of that you're going to sell it at? 300% markup. That's basically just timesing the value times 3. But 300%. Approximately how many hours you work on each knife. You may know this. You may have to actually put a stopwatch to it sometime to figure out. You'll be surprised that you spend way more time on a knife than you know. So this is how many hours you'll put into each knife. Total costs for the entire batch, and it breaks down, because I put 10 knives, it breaks down $47 per knife. 3 times 300% is $143 per knife. My profit per knife is $95. My selling price for all the 10 and my total profit is $956 for 10 knives. And these are the things that I added. I added the total profit and the weekly pay. For some of you that want to start doing this as a profession, you'll be surprised how much you're going to have to sell your knives for to make a living. If you're going to pour in quality time and effort into making a knife, you're going to be putting in a lot of hours. And once you start seeing how much you're going to have to spend and how much you got to get your costs down, this will give you some good idea of what you can and can't do, and get your expectations based in reality. So here, down at the bottom of this list, these are some of the things that I added that were new. Is how much money do you hope to make weekly? If you put $1,000 a week, you see that it automatically calculates that you'll need to sell 10.5 knives a week at the current rate to make that kind of money. And it's going to take you 42 hours to make $1,000. That's $23.90 an hour. Now, if you change anything at all, you'll see that if it takes me 6 hours to do a knife, it changes all the dynamics. It puts me at 63 hours. I still make $1,000 for 10.5 knives, but now it's taken me 63 hours to make that same $1,000. So if you're going to put in numbers even higher, let's say you're actually going to put in 15 hours on each and every knife, which for me would be a lot. I don't spend 15 hours. I'm working on multiple knives at the same time and working on efficiency. And once you're not doing custom one-off knives, then you can start saving a little bit of time. But 15 hours on a knife for the same $1,000, you have to work 157 hours. So you can see that playing around with these numbers will get you a really good idea of how much time you can spend on a knife, how much you can make. If you want to make $2,000 a week, you got to put out 21 knives a week, and spend 105 hours, or you're going to have to raise your price. Here I can show you that if you raise your price up to $215 a piece, you can make $2,000 a week selling only 12 knives and working 60 hours. So hope that helps you guys as you're getting started playing around with the numbers. You know, something else that you need to know is all your knives, unless you're doing the same knife over and over and over again, and you get this thing down to a science, because you're always going to be doing stuff custom. I had somebody come over tonight and said, how much for, and he showed me one of my older knives. He goes, how much to make one of those? I had to, off the top of my head, come up with a price for him, because I don't normally sell that knife, so it's going to be custom. I'm selling it for less than what I sell some of my more recent ones, and it's going to take me a little bit more time to do it, so that throws off everything. So just use this as a guideline, give you some idea of expectations. Hope this thing helps.